Hi YouTube, it's Alejandro, and I'm back with another Transformer review. This time I'm going to be taking a look at a more recent figure that I bought about last Saturday. Not the Saturday this recent weekend, but the one before that week. I went on a shopping trip. I did not record that or anything, and I haven't really gotten around to reviewing this guy yet, but I have time now, so I will. And so yeah, this is the Transformers Robots in Disguise, Minicon Deployer, Overload, and Minicon Backtrack. Now, before getting into the figure itself, going to be taking a quick look at the box. Now, taking a quick look at the box, right here is the Robots in Disguise logo, Transformers on the side. Here is an animated picture image of Overload, and here is a picture of Backtrack, right there. It says Minicon Deployers, Overload, and Backtrack. Has the Decepticon logo right there. And right here it has an animated picture of Overload's vehicle mode, slowly, frame by frame, transforming its Minicon. And on this side you have the Robots in Disguise logo, and you have a picture of Backtrack. And on here it also says below it Minicon Backtrack. It's got a cool animated picture of Backtrack right there. And on this side it also has the Transformers logo and a picture of Overload, and also says Minicon Deployer Overload on this side. So yeah, there's that. Now on the bottom of the box it has the QR code, other stuff, and it also shows what's available in the Minicon line. In this case you have Minicon Deployer Blizzard, Strike Drift, and Jetstorm. I plan on buying that maybe. And on top you also have a little bit of a see-through window right there, Robots in Disguise, and has an actual image picture of the toy itself launching the Minicon. Now as for the back, shows off the app that you can scan the figure sticker and get cool stuff in the game. And here's a back picture of Overload himself. Here is Backtrack on the Decepticon sprue thingy. Here's Backtrack in his ball mode, and when he's armored up with the Energon bits. And in ball mode again, being launched from Overload and his tank mode. And he's done in 11 steps. So yeah. And last thing to mention, on the box there's also age recommendation of 5 and up, made from Hasbro, and a warning of choking hazard, because the toy contains small parts and small balls. Not meant for kids under 3. And yeah, that's pretty much the packaging. Now moving on to the figure itself. First, I'll be taking a quick look at the Minicon Backtrack. So it's made of mostly a bluish green. Don't know how well that's picked up on camera, but it's bluish green. Has some blue right here, right there, and also some blue in this circular bit in the middle, which is supposed to be its chest. And right here are visible arms. It's got some molded detail here and there. It's pretty simple. And quick look, here is the sprue thing that it pops up onto. And yeah, it's got Energon bits and weapons right here that you can pop off and attach to him, but I'm not going to be doing that. And how he attaches to this in the packaging is he has this hole right here that goes into this peg right here, and he just connects like so. And so he plugs on like that, in either ball mode or in robot mode. Now, for a quick comparison for a thing now, for those of you out there probably thinking to yourselves, and possibly might put in the comments section, yes, this is like a Bakugan. Is it a ripoff of a Bakugan? Probably. And is it the same size as a Bakugan? Well, I took an older one from my collection and am just going to compare them really quick. And yeah, I'd say they're about the same size. So yeah, these things are about the same size as a Bakugan and are more than likely a ripoff of Bakugan, but it's still Minicon all the same. And also right here, as you can see, the shiny bit right there is the silver of the head, which is sort of revealed there. Now, for its transformation, it's very simple. You take the hands right here, you put your finger underneath them, and they go out like this. Do the same for the other side. And you push them out. And you also take the legs, take this piece right here, pull those outward, and you just pull them down, extending to make the legs. And the arms also go a little bit out too. And yeah, that's about him. That's about it in his robot mode. So he's got, let me see if I can get a better look on the head. So he's got orangish eyes. He's got a decent Minicon looking face. And the arms do have a little bit of movement on them. They can go up or down because of this joint right here, as you can see. And as for the hand itself, it does move. It goes forward. Doesn't go anywhere back, but it has a little bit of movement forward-ish. But that's about all the movement this guy has. Now, for a quick comparison, here it is next to the other Minicons. So, bringing in Air Razor and Draconis. So, they're all Decepticons, but yeah, they are different types. There are 3 main types of Minicons for this line. There are the Torpedo Minicons, the Cyclone Minicons, which are the ball ones, and the Buzzsaw Minicons, which are the flying saucer ones. I don't know why they're called Buzzsaws. Honestly, they have no blades on them at all, but yeah. So this is basically how he stacks next to another Minicon. He's about a centimeter shorter than Air Razor. He's bigger than Draconis, and comparing them all, that's pretty much how they all look together. And to transform him back is easy. It's basically 2 steps. You push the legs back in, like so, like that. Then you just pull the arms down, and he's back in ball mode. Now, moving on to Overload. Overload is a really neat little figure. I honestly like him. There might be some bad mouthing about him on YouTube from other sources, but I honestly want to give him a good review. Not because I'm being biased or anything, but I really think this is a good figure. Now, as you can see right here, there is some molded detail on the tank treads right here. However, these do not move. They are not wheels. It's got tank treads right here, there. It's got some wheels right here, which kind of become the shoulders, which in vehicle mode does not make sense. Right here, it's got the deployer gimmick, which is where you put the ball at. It's got some painted in orange right here, molded in detail right there, molded in detail here and there. Right here is the Decepticon logo in vehicle mode. Feel free to scan if you want. It's available on the app right now. That's some more orange right there. It's got some orange right here on the cannon. It's got molded in screw bits, I guess, right there. It's got a metal flake finish to it. It's got a helmet right here, which is blocking the head because it's in tank mode. And right here's some orange, which is like his orange mohawk. But yeah, this piece is like meant to hide his face in vehicle mode. Now for the bottom, he does have wheels. He's got a wheel right here, a wheel right there, wheel right there, and there. That's 4 wheels. And he's got some hollow bits, but that's where the tank treads go. So the hollowness is for a reason. It's got hollow bits right here, but again, also for a reason. Now for rolling, he does roll. Just, my playmat's not the best surface for rolling. Now for the gimmick, it's a really cool gimmick, and really quick, some molded detail right here on the cannon. Okay, so now basically how the gimmick works is, you take a Minicon, you put it in right here, and it fits. And as for the whole Bakugan question, yeah, like I said, about the same size, but doesn't really fit. It's loose. Could just be this specific one, or who knows. But anyway, so you put the Minicon in right here, like so. Then you push this button right here, which is connected to this. As you can see, there's this tab right here that goes into this hole, which has to be connected in order to activate the gimmick. Now what you do is you push this button. Now, and yeah, he launches like that. Now some people might say it doesn't work, like if I'm holding him up like this. Now, oh, also this spring goes up, so you have to push it back down if you want to use it again. So now like this. If I push it like when I'm holding him up, it doesn't work, but that's because there's a reason for it. So for those of you who say this gimmick does not work, it's for a simple reason. There's this safety tab thing right here, which you have to pull down, for it to work. It's supposed to be meant to be used on a flat surface. So yeah, if you pull it down, it does launch in the air like that. You just have to hold this piece down. It's the same as the safety bit right here for the fracture Minicon deployer figure. Basically the same thing. And but yeah, I mean, if you want to do it in midair, you have to hold this. However, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you should. It's just a thing to point out. The gimmick works perfectly on this guy in mediocre mode. However, note that it does not work in robot mode. This gimmick is only for its vehicle mode, unlike the other two Minicon deployers. But like I was saying, just because you can launch in midair, I do not recommend it. It's meant to be on flat surfaces for a reason. I mean, they did not make this toy in mind for people to start launching balls at people's faces. That's not the intended purpose. But yeah, it launches. It works just fine, as long as this is touching a flat surface. Now, for a really quick comparison, here it is next to Minicon deployer Fracture. Now, lengthwise, they're about the same length. Minicon deployer Fracture is about maybe as tall, if not taller. That's about how long they go. Width-wise, about the same width, but only because of the sidecar. And yeah, that's about how those two Minicon deployers compare. Now, for the transformation, push that back in, because we're not using the gimmick right now. Just need to get some room. Okay, so I guess the good place to start would be with the tank treads. Now you just push these down like that. There's this peg this port right here that connects, there's this peg right here that connects to this hole right here. They just connect like this. Point is they connect, so what you gotta do is take that off. Then you take this, it's on a hinge right here. It's got two separate hinges. Got movement right there and movement right here. So what you do is you basically take it, push it up like this, and pull this piece down, giving it a heel for balance. Do this into the other side. You just untab it right there, push it down, and give it a heel. Pull it in right there like that. So yeah, it goes into that hollow bit. Then I guess what you can do is pull the arms out. There's a hole right here that goes into this tab that connects. So you just push those out. Do the same for the other hand. And really quick, for this hand, because of the cannon, you got to take that out of the hole and untab it, because it's connected by there in this hole, which has to be pushed in for the gimmick. Now, so what you do is you properly rotate the hands, and give me a second, I need to adjust the camera a little. Okay, got a little extra height on the camera. So next you take this piece right here. It's on a hinge right here. So you just pull it up, and there are these two holes right here, which connect with these two tabs right here. So you just, not right there, right here. Right here and here. Just connect them like this. And when it's properly connected, you got the waist, the chest, and the head. Then you take the gimmick right here, and it just is on a hinge right here, which you just make it go all the way back. And there's a hollow bit right here on the back that it just plugs into. It doesn't really connect. It just kind of stays there, and it stays there pretty well. Now you just straighten out the legs, and he is practically complete. Just one more step to go, and that's the faceplate. Just push this down, and she's got a bit of a collar right there. And this is Overload in his robot mode. Now, I think it's pretty accurate to the show, at least in my opinion. I've seen the first two episodes of Season 2, and this does look pretty similar to Overload. Now, for a quick look at the face. His eyes are orange, which is inaccurate. I mean, if you rewind to the packaging, you'll see that his eyes are supposed to be blue. He's got a molded in mouth. His face is done in silver. He's got his orange mohawk with a little bit of a crest right there, I guess. And on the show, these bits, because of the molded detail, are supposed to pop out and become guns. This figure does not do that. And he's got these molded bits right here, which are supposed to be like wheels that become his shoulders. They don't become wheels in the vehicle mode, but yeah, it does that. And the tank treads also become the legs. And quickly forgot. The cannon's on the hinge right here. You just push it down, and there's this space right here where this tab goes in that plugs in to make the gimmick, and it just stays right there like that. And yeah, you got his cannon ready, so now he's completely transformed. So he's got red bits right here. He's got the orange. Has orange right there. Right there. On the cannon is where the orange is mostly at. Done in lots, mostly blue completely. It's got a lot of gray here and there. And it's also still got the black grayish plastic from the tank treads. So for articulation, now his legs go out all this way. They go in. It's got no knee bend. They go out and in. Oh, wait. It does knee bend, but sideways like this. So you could make him squat or something. He's got knee articulation there, but that's because of the transformation. But use it if you want, if you can. Then right here is a ball joint, which lets him make his arms go in, go out, do a full 360, and go up, and do stuff like that. And the head has no movement on it. Now, one thing you can do is, even though the neck collar is supposed to stay down, you could make it go up and give him a sort of different face if you want. Make him have a more, I don't know, gladiator kind of face. Gladiator helmet. The gimmick is stuck on the back, and it is unusable in robot mode, unfortunately. But what you can do is you can still store your Minicon if you want back here and give him a bit of a Minicon backpack. Now, the thing about having the helmet up if you want in robot mode is there's a bit of hollowness revealed right here. Now you can fill that hollowness up if you, as you can see there's a bit of hollowness, but you fill it up if you add a Minicon to the back. Doesn't make it as hollow. But yeah, his real face. Now, really quick, cool thing to note, like on the show, he actually does have a place to put on his Minicons. Now, I did not learn this until I was looking at Google images for a thumbnail for this video, and I learned a really cool thing about this figure. As you know, there's a tab right here, which the Minicon connects to. Really quick, showing it off, how it connects in robot mode, because I did not show that off. Connects in robot mode, all the same. Like that. But anyway, really cool thing about the figure is that it actually has the same kind of tabs right here in the arms, which means you can actually attach Minicons to his arms. They could be right side up or upside down if you want. Doesn't really matter. So yeah, you can have up to 3 Minicons on him. 1 on his back and 2 on his shoulders. And this also works in vehicle mode. So that's a really cool extra feature for this figure. The instructions don't say anything about it, but it's really cool. And this feature also works with other Minicons, not just the Cyclone ones. For example, one second. Okay, so like I was saying, for example, all the Minicons have these hold tabs because they all have sprues. So you can take, say, Cyclone Minicons, for example. Put this back. Take Cyclone Minicons, for example, and attach them. You know what, I'm going to attach this one on this side instead. And even though it's not accurate, you can give him cool shoulder missiles. Or, like I said, you can turn them upside down. and given spiky shoulders. And it also adds some color onto him as well. And this gimmick is available in both modes. So yeah, he's able to hold up to 3 Minicons, which is really cool and a neat feature. So yeah, like I said, this feature is workable with any of the Minicons since they all have that same tab. Now, really quick, taking a look at what these two look side by side. Oh, a really quick thing I forgot to mention. This guy's design, if you'll notice on the packaging, it's supposed to have like 4 legs, 2 in the back, 2 in the front. They're like just one molded in piece. There's no separate legs. But I do like his design. What his design reminds me of is some kind of droid from Star Wars. I'm pretty sure there have been droids with like this kind of design that like just shoot their balls or something. I'm not a Star Wars nerd, so I don't really know what those things are called, but I'm pretty sure they are. Feel free to leave that in the comment section if you know. So yeah, here is the size difference between the Minicon and Minicon Deployer. Pretty big. Now, last but not least, a size comparison between the 2 Minicon Deployers I currently have. So here's Overload, and now next to him in robot mode, I will have Minicon Deployer Fracture. So now here is Fracture. Going to back off for a second so you can get a better look. Now, at the head, Overload is a little bit bigger. They're about the same size, but Overload is a bit bigger. Not only height-wise, but he's a lot bulkier too. And yeah, he's a really cool figure. Despite what other people say, his gimmick does work. It only works in vehicle mode, but if you don't mind that, he's really cool to pick up. He's got a really cool gimmick right here with the Minicons. I learned about that through Google Images, and I got mine from Conyers about 2 weeks ago, about now, 2 weeks. His retail price was $20. I, of course, will have a link in the description for an Overload and Backtrack Minicon if you want, for Amazon. However, I would recommend buying one from stores instead, since last time I checked Overload before I crossed him off my wish list, he was around $40. And since you can buy them in retail for $20, I would suggest trying to find one in stores instead of buying off Amazon. Unless you're just desperate and can't find one anywhere. But yeah, he's a really cool figure. He's kind of hollow, which I forgot to mention in robot mode. He's kind of hollow, but that's because of the tank tray gimmick. I don't really mind it. I think he's really cool. There are no other versions of Overload at this time except the Minicon Deployer. So if you're a guy who wants to have all the characters from the show, he's one of them, and this is the only way to get him. And he's not that bad. I mean, he even got his arm cannon. And yeah, and before I go, I do really recommend this guy, especially since I like the Minicons. I feel like they're so collectible. I mean, you just gotta want to get them all. But yeah, Minicons are a cool bonus. So yeah, there will be a link in the description, and really quick before I go, I just want to note that my next video, since today's March 1st, as of now, I will have something special planned, something video game related, which is different from the usual content. So yeah, remember to keep your eyes peeled for that video. It will be right after this one. And real quick before I go, I would also like to thank my 2 most recent subscribers. I don't know who they are, but I checked today on my channel and I got 2 more subscribers, giving me up to 7 now. It's a good start, and I'd like to thank you too, whoever you are. I'm sure you know who you are if you're watching this. Thank you. I really need the support. I appreciate it. And don't forget to tell your friends. I need a channel to keep growing so I can try to earn money and probably quit my day job. So yeah, this is my Transformers Robots in Disguise, Minicon Deployer, Overload, and Backtrack review. And yeah, I recommend this set. It's a good price if you find one in retail, and it's a pretty good, decent figure to have. So yeah, this is Alejandro, and I guess that's about it. So yeah, I recommend it. Link in the description. Share with your friends. Like, thumbs up, subscribe, and all that other stuff. And yeah, goodbye. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.